The day began with a simple line on a registration sheet and ballooned into a story the club and its fans are still unpacking. Gerard Martin, a 23-year-old who rose through Cornelia and spent last season with BARÇA Athletic, has been formally entered into the first-team squad and will wear the No.18 shirt, a number drenched in BARÇA history. For weeks he watched from the fringes, clipped to the edge of the squad list by bureaucracy and the club's financial tightrope, and now that waiting is over. Official confirmation means the kid who once wore No. 35 for the reserves has a plain heavy fact to carry on his back. He's available, selected, and suddenly part of the conversation at Camp Nou. That shirt number is no accident. Jordi Alba, one of the defining fullbacks in Barcelona's modern era, wore 18 for a decade. A run of trophies, electric sprints down the flank, and a style of play that taught an entire generation how a left-back could attack like a winger and defend like a lion. Martin has said Alba inspired him. The detail is petty and profound at once. To pick 18 is to reach back and touch a blueprint. Young players choose numbers for many reasons: superstition, availability, vanity, but choosing a number that belonged to your idol reads like a promise. It says aloud and quiet, "I'm aiming to be more than cover." Tactically, the signing and the number are practical as well as theatrical. Hansi Flick sees Martin as a multi-purpose option, a left-sided centre-back in a back three, a natural left-back who can overlap and whip in crosses, and a physical presence who can switch roles when a match demands it. That flexibility is currency in modern football. For Alejandro Balde, it means competition and cover. For Flick, it means more permutations on the training board. But that's only part of the story. Martin's real test begins under match pressure, when fans shout, pundits judge, and opponents pick the space he leaves. Expectations shift instantly when a player inherits a weighty shirt. The backdrop to his registration reads like a finance briefing embolized into sports drama. Barcelona have been juggling wage constraints, departures and guarantees to create the margin La Liga demands for new signings. That is why Martin's inclusion felt like it might slip until the club pulled strings. Loans, renewals and last-minute paperwork to make room on the ledger. It's worth noting, this is not an isolated moment. The club has several registrations to sort, names that hovered in the rumours and in the official notices alike, and these administrative delays shape who trains with the first team and who watches from home. The human side of those ledger entries is obvious today. A young defender breathes differently because his name moved from one column to another. Emotionally, the move reverberates in small moments. Imagine Martin at home, childhood photos on the wall, Jordi Alba clips paused and replayed, the scent of travel kits and pitch grass stitched into memory. Then imagine stepping into a first-team dressing room where that same number hangs in the locker bay, an empty space waiting to be filled with tackles, passes, and one evening perhaps applause. That narrative sells itself. The local boy given a shot, the symbol handed down, the possibility of a breakout, yet possibility is not guarantee. Talent needs minutes, require trust. Trust must be earned in training, in the heat of a match, and in the ruthless theatre of tactical demands. Fans will want to see flair, coaches will require discipline, and pundits will have their verdicts ready the moment he mistakes attack for abandon. The immediate calendar sharpens the plot line. Barcelona travel to Rayo Vallecano, and the optics of Martin's first availability, his first official chance in a competitive setting after registration, will dominate social feeds and pre-match shows. Will Flick gamble on youth? Will Martin be eased in as a late substitute, or will the needs of the match force him into a starting role? Either way, the story gains its first scene in that fixture, and the response from crowd, coach and camera will determine whether the No.18 becomes an emblem or simply a number on a list. These early tests decide reputations faster than any transfer rumour ever could. So what should supporters expect? Patience and appetite in equal measure. A young defender inheriting a Legends shirt invites headlines, but what matters is progress, smart positioning, poise under pressure, the occasional surge forward that hints at Alba's shadow without trying to copy it. If Martin can marry the raw physical gifts with a tactical maturity, this moment, registration day, the No.18 reveal, the Rayo build-up, could be remembered as the instant a youth player staked a serious claim in a senior squad. If not, the shirt will resume its quiet life in the roster room until another hopeful reaches for it. Either way, Barça's newest No.18 arrives at a crossroads between legacy and opportunity, and the next few weeks will tell us which road he chooses.